Greetings, this is Lynn Mann presenting to you Screencast-O-Matic. This is part 2 of our series, Setup and Controls. Now I'll be specifically discussing the free version of the software, but the basic setup and the basic controls are also available in the Pro version. The basic controls are: we can set our record area, which means what part of the screen are we going to capture. Secondly, we can set up a microphone, so not only will it record the screen area, but it will also record voice or sound or music. And third, I'll show you how to set up your record area as well as do a picture-in-picture with the webcam. For the free version, we only have the capability of either recording our screen or recording our screen and webcam as a picture-in-picture. In the Pro version, there's also the option of just recording what's coming through the webcam. But there's a problem. I can't show you the controls because they only pop up when I'm not recording. So to show you, I'll be using screen capture and pictures and discuss what each of the icons can do for you. When you first start up the Screencast-O-Matic program, you'll get this dialog box. It's here you have a choice. One, you can enable the Pro features, or you can continue to use the free version just by clicking on this little button down here. Since I'm discussing the free version, I'm going to go ahead and use the free version. This is the control panel that first opens up. It gives you an idea of what screen size is going to be captured in relation to your full screen. If you want the full screen, there's an option for that. But before I get into that, let me just start from the left here and move my way down to discuss each of these icons. This first bar is actually something that you can drag and relocate your control panel. So if you click on it and drag it to another spot, it will go to another spot. Remember, I'm doing a screen capture and this is just a picture, so it's not going to do exactly that. The second button is the on button. So this is the record button. Just like the old-fashioned recorders, this is the record button. Next is the microphone control, the volume control for the microphone. Next icon is the size of the screen capture. Following button is to either toggle on or off the webcam. And then of course X signifies close the program. So I'm going to jump over and discuss setting your screen size first. I'm recording in full screen mode, so I don't get that dashed box around, so I've already set it to full screen. But if I click on this button, I get several options before I start recording. So these are the default sizes. I have 640 by 480, 800 by 600, 1024 by 768, small HD, medium HD, full, and full screen. Again, I'm using full screen. So it captures everything that's on my monitor screen. But if I wanted to change the size, I can change to one of these other settings. Now, what do these settings mean? These are in pixels. And most of us don't measure by pixels. So off the cuff, I don't necessarily know exactly how large these are without selecting them, seeing is that what I want. But I can kind of get an idea. So I'm going to show you the size of my monitor right now, the monitor setting I'm using a Windows 8 machine, so I'm just going to my control panel, going to Appearance and Personalization and just Screen Resolution. And you can see my resolution right now is 1920 by 1080. So I'm going to go ahead and close out my control panel, and now we can get the idea of 640 is about 1/3 of the screen size, 800 by 600 is about half, 1024 is about 3/4, and then small, medium, large kind of does the same thing, but it's in high resolution. So that's great. Right when you first start recording your screen, you can choose one of these presets as well as create a custom size, and I'll discuss that in a second. But I've already started recording, and with the free version, I can't stop and then start another recording and then splice them together. I don't have that feature, so I'm going to continue to record and let you know what features I have while I am recording. So while I'm recording, if I pause my recording and then go back to toggle this button, I have an opportunity of resizing the dimensions of my screen capture. I can do 75%, 50, and 25%. But what does that mean? Well, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to put a picture up on my screen of my pup. So this is my dog. Her name's Pi. She's a Siberian Husky and she's very sweet, but that's beside the point. But the reason why I'm using this picture is because it takes up pretty much the whole screen, and I can get some correlation of, if I shrink down my recording size, what exactly is it capturing on the screen. So right now I'm full screen. You can see the Microsoft Office minimized ribbon as well as my taskbar down here. And if I change my setting, and I think I'll show you what 75% would be. Here's 75%. So it's cut off the top of my screen. It's not showing the toolbar, the ribbon, as well as my task and status area is gone. Now the cool part about this is if I wanted to relocate where I'm recording, all I have to do is grab the edge of the box and I can move it. Even while I'm recording, I can decide, oh, I want to move the area, I want to recenter the area that I'm recording. Let me show you what 50% would be. Now here's 50% of my original full frame, and I did move it around, so I relocate it so Pi's face is right in the middle of the screen. And I can also show you quickly 25%. And as you can see, it just basically grabs Pi's eyes. And that's okay, but I don't necessarily just want her eyes. Perhaps I want her face, which would be taller than it is wider. And that's fine. I can actually resize this not to just the settings of 75%, 50%, 25%, but by dragging those corners that show up and the sides, I can create a custom size. So I'm going to pause the video and do a custom. Now here's a custom size. It actually, when I resize, it lets me know what pixel size it is. So in case I had to regenerate this, I can immediately put it, or I could stretch it out to where this one is 480 by 762, I think. But it's nice to have that reading just in case I need to redo it and get the same setting the next time I record. So that's how you set up your screen. It's pretty simple, either selecting a preset or grabbing each of the corner or the sides and creating a custom. And then just by grabbing the side of my picture, I can move the center of my recorded area. Now let's talk about sound for a bit. Now I've popped back to full frame because I want to show you some of the other controls that we have in recording. Now if I want to record voice or sound or the music, what I would need is a microphone. Most computers have a built-in microphone. I'm actually using a headset because I think the sound quality is a little bit better through a headset versus the built-in microphone. So if you do have just one capture device, it's only going to list one. I actually have 3 connected to my machine, so it selects which one it lists all of my capabilities, including turning off the microphone. But if I wanted the Logitech, all I'd have to do is click on this. Now, you might need to set up your microphone ahead of time. Again, on the Windows machine, all I would need to do is go back to my control panel. So I'm going to go down to Settings, my control panel, and on Hardware and Sound, in the sound area, I have several options here. Now I've forced my computer to not use its speakers and microphone, and it's directing through the headset. All I need to do is right click, either enable or disable whatever device I want to use. You'd configure it and then go through the testing on a Windows machine. So since mine's already working, I'll just talk about the basics here. So first is just select what microphone you want. Second is to select this icon right next to it, which is volume control. Now, there's two options. One, you'll get this left side dialog box, which means you can adjust the volume to where you're not speaking over and above a certain level. And then you could record to test to see how loud it is and adjust from there. Or if your microphone doesn't have that support, now my Logitech headset has this option of controlling the volume, but if I went through the microphone on the computer, it does not support the volume control. So I don't have that option. I can still record and test to make sure that it does indeed record my voice, but I can't control the volume on the control panel. I would actually have to go down to my Windows volume adjustment and adjust it through that setting. And that's pretty much it. Then you just talk and do whatever you need to do while you're recording. Okay, the last thing I want to show you in this video is picture-in-picture. So if you want to turn on your webcam that you have attached, all you would need to do is click on the webcam button and select the camera that you're using. So I have a built-in webcam that's directly on my monitor, so I'm going to be using that. So all I need to do is pause my recording and turn on the webcam just by clicking on this and selecting my camera, and you'll see that there will be a picture-in-picture in just a moment. Now by default it will actually turn off the preview while I'm recording, but it does show me exactly where it is, which it's right down here in the lower right hand corner. But if I don't want it there and I need to move it, all I need to do is pause my recording, click on where the webcam picture is, and drag it to wherever I want it on the screen. Sometimes it's in the way down on the lower right hand corner, so if I want and move it to the left upper corner, I can. So now it's up in the upper left hand corner. I can also resize it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Actually, that was a fib. That's in the pro version. In the free version, no, I'm not allowed to resize the picture-in-picture, but it is nice to be able to have a moving picture if you need to explain something left, right, or whatnot, as well as record the screen. It's nice to have that option. So we're about ready to run out of time, so let me summarize what we've done in this lesson. We spoke about our screen area settings, so we were able to customize the size after already selecting a setting for the initial record. We could change it while we're recording, as well as we can record sound through microphone, and if there's any beeps or anything through my machine, it will actually record those sounds. And lastly, I showed you how to work with the picture-in-picture feature using your webcam as well as the screen capture. So, if you enjoyed this video, here are a few more that you might interest you through the California Community College's YouTube channel. So, until then, this is Lynn Mann. Be seeing you.